Yes, people. You know what it is. It's never a foul. If you haven't put your lips on it, I don't know what you're doing. Anyways, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video, and we're going to keep going. Last night's stream was a madness. Savs, I know typically you don't really watch back on a lot of people's streams, right? But Alex is a sensation. Redneck Blue. Alex all the way in America. That one, Chelsea fan Alex. Now, let me tell you now, that's probably going to be the saying on Never a Foul for a minute.
I did wonder what on earth you were talking about with that opening line. I'm going to be really honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, what did I miss?
So yesterday, Dawud said he was 100% certain that Declan Rice was coming to Arsenal, and was like, fair enough. All right, cool. And then he said something along the lines of, who was it? Someone has to remind me. It was about another player, and he said he's certain that he's going to come to Arsenal, or something along them lines. Who was it? It was somebody. It was a player. And then we was thinking, like, what sources? On what basis? What sources? I think we might have been talking about Kudus or something like that, right? And then Alex was like, we were like, well, who's your sources? Like, don't worry, and all this kind of stuff. And then in the end, Alex would say, if you're so certain, put your lips on it. And everyone just goes.
Wait, what?
And he's like, what? He's like,
Whoa.
if you're so certain, like, let's make a bet in a way. And if you're so certain, then put your lips on it. And then it came from there. And then it just became you can imagine, all the show became about was just banter. It was like a Friday show, but on a Thursday. So it was very funny. But yeah, man, big up to you guys as well for joining on a late call up, to be fair, guys. I was going to do this by myself. We have some late cancellations. So it is what it is, man. People can't always make it. How are we doing today, guys? Got a bit to talk about.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just watching Aston Villa make more moves than my club. It's always good being a Spurs fan, mate. Always good.
Lovely, because we were talking about that one.
Good.
What are you saying once?
Just watching. I'm just watching like the all the stuff unfold around pre-season. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be shameless. I'm trying to keep myself away from it all, but it just keeps on dragging me back in. Someone loses, and I had to open my mouth. I can't. Listen, as I said, I wasn't like this 2 years ago. They made me like this. You know, I tried. They made me like this. I shouldn't care about any of this. How about this? You see Man United versus Arsenal? I'm locked in. Why am I locked in? Why do I even need to be locked into that?
It's already sold out, by the way.
Huh?
It's already sold out.
Mad.
Yeah, you know what's? It's a funny thing that you talk about Arsenal, because you know the gift that just keeps on giving, which is called the Arsenal fan, right? And I know people say, "Oh, we don't claim him," this, that, and the other. Whatever, man. We know most of you think like this, but anyways, Gvardiol strikes again. So I'm just let me just add it here. People, you can see it. It's nice and clear for you. Right over my face. Pause. And then there we go.
You want to know something? You're going to be surprised when 10 games into the season, he's outscoring some of your own players.
How many goals in the first 10 games again?
You must be crazy, bro.
You know, I actually wish. Yeah, I'm just gonna say something. You know, usually I don't even.
Wait, if he outscores all of us, then won't he be a focal
I never
attacking?
said all of them. I said you'll see when he outscores some of your attackers.
Some. So like what? The goalkeeper with no goals.
I said attackers.
So put a number on it again.
Okay, one of the bench warmers, then maybe.
I want him to put a number on
it. Xhaka got 7 goals.
Who are they talking about?
Have a
guess. Have a guess.
It can't be
a wild guess.
Because he said Xhaka, and yeah.
Man, these Arsenal fans, man. Like, honestly, do you know what? At least as a Spurs fan, I know my place, right? These Arsenal fans last year, they didn't learn their lesson, did they? By running their mouths off about we're going to win the league and then not. They haven't learned their lesson. They're straight. They're straight back on it in the summer, aren't they? They're straight back on it, giving it the big one.
One transfer is all it takes.
Yeah, exactly. They're not humble, are they?
Yeah, all I was about to say all gals. All fans are like this, to be fair, like in every fan base. But there's always one a gal, and there's only one a gal. But big up a gal, man. He's you don't learn your lesson, do you? Like it was only last year where he was claiming he's going to win the league. He makes some mad statements. I'll be real, but he's a confident, positive Arsenal fan. You know, he believes in his team. It's all good. Yeah, man, you're funny. Keep them coming because he's thinking about Chelsea at 8 a.m. in the morning as well, which is crazy. So
I think, do you know what it is? You know what it is with the
not
Kai
that far off. Anyways, I haven't once to be fair.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I've been shaming my manager for like the past. Let's not even talk about it.
Anyways,
the thing is, not even just with the guy. The thing is with the Arsenal fans that does confuse me a little bit is that after like beating the USA All Stars, it's all this. You know, there's a lot of talk around Kai Havertz and especially Timber and all these guys. Fair enough, Timber. You don't really have to look at a player for too long to know he's really good. I look at Timber and I see straight away you've got what you need in it. Kai Havertz hasn't really. I know he scored in the second game. He hasn't really impressed me in either of the games. He looked a little bit better against the USA All Stars, but they were bummy. So, but my thing is, why put on a pedestal his performance against the USA All Stars, but downplay the performance against the Bundesliga 2 side? Like, why is it not the other? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, clearly there's some sort of like, I don't know, like I understand the clipping him and all these videos of him. I think that's a bit too much because he hasn't actually kicked a ball in the season yet. But come on, like you're going on one side and you're just ignoring the other. You're just ignoring the other performance and doing the "I told you so's" already. It's a bit weird to me, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm waffling. It's a bit weird to me.
No. You're right. The number of fans that. Do you know what? First of all, what I would say is, pre-season for me, first and foremost, is about fitness, right? First and foremost is about fitness. The players coming back. But what fans do is they crucify a player after one game, or they put him on a pedestal after one game. It's like it's absolute madness. Let's get to the season. Let's see how these players actually start performing when they play Premier League games.
Thanks for that dig, Sabs.
What dig? What's happened? who have you been praising after one game? What have you done?
Go on. Tell him.
Who have you been praising? Come on. Who have we been praising?
Hey, look. Hey, the shameless battle must go on. It must go on.
Come on.
Yeah, 100%. It must go on, but still.
Go on. Who you been praising after 45 minutes?
Right.
You know who.
I've praised a few players. I was quite I like McAllister. I can't lie. Even in 45, 50 minutes where he played, I thought he was just tremendous. I just thought he just slots right. You can just kind of tell when a player just slots in. Timber, I was quite impressed with, even though it was a short cameo. I liked it. It's obviously a couple United players, only the youngsters mainly, to be fair, like Kobe Mino. I'm quite impressed with. He's played 2 games. Who else is it? Who did I say? And no, I've been a little bit of a praise of Mason Mount because he's playing forward passes, which I like. And that's it. But there's nothing more to it. But it's changing, Savs. Preseason counts now. Everyone's watching everyone. I've watched Tottenham. I watched Tottenham. I watched a little bit of Chelsea. I watched most of the Liverpool game. I watched most of the Arsenal game, which I fell asleep to in the end, and also Man United. So I'm watching everyone.
I'll tell you how mad it is, right? So Spurs played in the preseason game the other day against West Ham, and in 90 minutes, after 90 minutes, I'm hearing things like Postecoglou out. This isn't Celtic. This isn't the Scottish League. Lo Celso, who's done nothing for 4 years, has a good 45 minutes, and it's this guy. You know, this guy could be classish. It's like, oh my god, it's 45 minutes of a preseason friendly. Can we just get to the season? Let's see what the first team's going to be, and let's see how we perform when it matters. It's just absolutely mental how people are getting praised or ridiculed after one game. Like, it's madness, absolute madness.
I just I can't help myself. I'm actually missing.
It's partly my fault. I know. You when you're around, like, listen. I know I'm quite shameless, but the preseason shameless. As I said, I wasn't the first one to do this. When you're around the big 6 bands, man, it just tends to, you can't do anything about it, and eventually, and you know what it is, because I know in your head, if you lost your game, a part of you would have thought, I don't want to speak to Mons. I don't want to speak. Like, I didn't have to say anything. I can just look at you, and you know what I'm saying? Same here. When we went 2-1 down, I heard your voice. Why did I hear your voice?
I didn't ring you though.
Yeah, no one's ringing. No, that's long. Ringing someone's phone is mad. That's mad.
I've done that too many times with Liverpool. Liverpool go 1 or 2-1 down, right? I know we're gonna talk about some transfer news, by the way, guys. We're just reeling you in a little bit. Every time I've seen Tottenham go down or like as in 2-1 down or Liverpool, I always speak early, but I've got to do it. I can't help it. Like it's just I've got to make people more nervous while watching the game rather than thinking, oh, wait for the game to end. I know they're going to be thinking about it. If they do not get over the line, it's a long day.
It's stubborn. When you're in an environment where when Liverpool went 2-0 down, I had 7 missed calls. When you're in that environment, you have to adapt to the darkness. I'm sorry, you have to adapt to the darkness.
Honestly, listen, right? So I did a watch along for Spurs West Ham, right? And it was just absolutely madness. Like people going, oh my God, we're getting relegated this year. And I'm like, what? Because we've gone 2-0 down to West Ham in our first preseason game. Like, it's like, man. You know, I'll tell you what, right? In 2008, Spurs went into preseason. We just won the League Cup, right? Went into preseason. We were battering everyone. I think we beat like Roma, something like 7-1 or something. It was ridiculous. Yeah, everyone's going, oh my God, this team, this new era. The first 8 games of the season, we took 2 points out of 8 games. The manager was sacked and we were bottom of the table. Preseason means nothing. The results mean nothing. It's about fitness, gelling the team together. Football's gone mad, lads. It's gone mad.
Yeah, I remember Louis van Gaal. Louis van Gaal had a sick we battered Real Madrid. And then we go and draw I think we played Burnley in the first game and we drew 0-0. It was awful. Bro. It was awful.
Last season, when you man beat us 4-0, I didn't hear the end of it. I did not hear the end of it. 4-0. Remember, United, when the youngsters come on and they, bro.
Yeah. By the way, this is Mr. Put Your Lips on It.
I'm not the Mr. Put the Lips on It, man.
Yeah, that's you now, man. That's it.
Let me clarify what I meant. People, when they want to bet or say the percentage, like, oh, I can bet you $100. $100 you can bet. You have a little bit of you have a leeway that you can lose that 100 bet. You're okay with losing $100, 100 pounds. Put the lips on it. It will take all the percentage out of it because you can't afford to lose, man. Either you or you have like how you say it, carpet burns on your knees. One of those things.
Normally when people put their lips on it, they do tend to get carpet burns at the same time. That's how it kind of works.
Yeah.
Gray's knees. But yeah, man. Let me Sachiv. Sorry if I say your name wrong. I've never actually seen your name before, so if I do say it incorrect, just correct me. I apologize. I'm gonna say it's Sakiv or Sachiv.
It's Sachiv. He comes on my show.
Oh, okay, Sachiv. Big up. He says, watch Robbie AFTV do the Avengers speech at Old Trafford during the second last game of the season. #Mali. Oh my God. Have you seen the one when they're in America? Like, and they're all coming and they're going to walk, like, they're all coming as a squad. You see Robbie start walking, and then you see Cecil and Turkish, and then you see some next producer dude or whatever, and whoever else it is. Oh yeah, and also obviously Curtis Shaw. And I'm thinking like, man, these are amazing. The gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, man. Let's start off the show properly. Sorry, guys. There's 500 of you in here. Please make sure you smash the like button. 104 likes. You know you can get this to 200 in a click of a fingers. You know, so make sure you do that if you don't mind. I'm also going to be putting Sava's link in the description, so you lot can subscribe. It'll be pinned as well as Monts' channels, both generic channels.
Monts has a channel.
Oh, didn't know that either. It's called Chaos.
It's not called Chaos, but it is Chaos.
Big Six Chaos.
Is that like broken clubs only, like teams that don't have budgets? Teams.
We started already.
I'm tired, man. I haven't had sleep, so I'm here.
All right, let me start. I'm going to start with Gvardiol. Obviously, the Gvardiol update, if people want to know anything. Leipzig seem to be taking Man City for a ride. Fabrizio Romano, a little bit in the mud slightly, talking about the leaks, has put Leipzig back. And I think that's kind of put Fabrizio's rep a little bit back. But we all know the deal is going to get done eventually. But imagine if it doesn't, right? So from what we understand, Sky Sports came out that it's nowhere near to being leaked or done or anything along them sides of any here we goes. And apparently Leipzig were unhappy that the figure came out so early, which was around the 85 million mark in total, I believe. I think it's like 78 plus add-ons, something like that. So now Fabrizio Romano has gone back to being Fraudizio Romano. Right? And whether you like or not, you got to give the man his flowers. He's been so good this summer. I'll be real. Even I was calling him tapping merchant. So now my rival is Ben Jacobs because he talks absolute shit. But other than that, what's your guys' take on the situation? Like, you think this is it sounds a little bit stupid, if in my opinion. You know, they got Mahrez out the door now, pretty much sealed. Unless Fabrizio's wrong about that too.
Go on, I'll leave Lucas.
I'll tell you what. From my point of view, I just think it's quite funny. It almost feels like the sort of shenanigans Tottenham would get up to, having a player announced by Romano that the deal was done, and then it's not done.
And he's at Chelsea, already passed the medical from Spurs.
You are sorry, yeah, exactly.
William.
Spurs. Here we go. Spurs have signed a player, and then en route to the training ground for a medical, he just diverts off to Chelsea or Arsenal or something. But look, the thing is that we see with Man City is, you know, they put a price on a player. They won't be forced to pay more than they want to for a player. So for me, this is going to be really interesting to see whether or not they want to go above whatever the reported fee is. If they want to get a deal done, Man City get a deal done, right? If they're not that bothered, they walk away. They'll find someone else. So I think this will be resolved very, very quickly. But
unless Chelsea gets involved.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea would they stump up £100 million for Gvardiol? Quite possibly. But yeah, there's a lot of clubs looking for centre halves. Look, I think Man City will, if they want him, they'll get it done. If it's just a nice to have, I don't think they'll bother.
I know one club that definitely won't go for him.
Oh, who's that? Who's...
Why do you the first one that answered?
I don't know. I just wanted to...
Your club, you go.
You already got one of their players, so
yeah. So why are you after my boy Colwell then, if you got one?
Because Colwell is suited to my team, and he actually
and Gvardiol isn't.
He's we see when we see players in need, we like to go for players in need. And
Gvardiol is not in
need of a move because he's in a bad environment. He needs to get out of the prison and the death row sentence contract that you guys have him on at the moment. You know, we're trying to free him and bring him to the light. You know, yeah. But it's fine. Let's keep him. Listen, hey.
By the way, it's just apparently Leipzig are unhappy with the leaks, and they've gone to Man City and said they want 13 more million euros on top because of the leak. Guess who the leak?
Wait, they said, and then some. There's no way. There's no way.
I dim some and some, and you do some with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's just, I just yeah, that's crazy if that's true. Do you want to know who? Guess who the leak was?
God.
Allegedly, it was Gvardiol himself. You can't make this up. No, I'm not joking. You can't make this up. And then now the agents are all getting involved to smooth it out. That's apparently the holdup, allegedly, anyways.
Look, I think what we know is this. For me, if I'm City, I'd put a price on it, and whether 85, 90, whatever it'll be. But it's not like they're crying out for centre halves. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they don't get Gvardiol and all of a sudden they're terrible at the back. They've got 4 or 5 really top centre halves. So you saw this 2 years ago with Kane. They put in a bid, wasn't enough. They wouldn't pay what was asked for. So it all goes down to what they're prepared to pay, doesn't it? Like any transfer. But I don't think they'll be held over a barrel for this. That's not Man City's style.
I don't think it's what they want to do, or like now it's the time. This is what Man City been doing for the past 5 years. The best way that, for example, like they do rotate 3-4 years every 3-4 years, one massive player comes in and they rotate him, because no matter how you try, and that 4 center backs that you saying that they have, they kind of don't. But at the same time, like they getting older, so they preparing for that because you give Pep 1 year to adjust.
Hang on. Are they? Getting older, like Akanji, Ruben Diaz,
Akanji is not a
Stones,
centre back.
Ake. Yeah, Akanji is a centre back. Of course he is. That's his position. He's a centre back.
He played as a centre back, but he's not a centre back.
Well, Akanji is a centre back.
He played as a centre back, but originally he came from what's his name on the right back. He played more on the right.
In Dortmund, he played on the right side of a 3 sometimes, but usually
what I'm saying is like they rotate. What I'm saying, they rotate every 3-4 years. They put the big like a target on that position specifically. So with midfield, all of a sudden the young player comes in, then the defender, centre back. They rotate it every 3 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't make their centre backs old that they've got. I don't think they've got any
Stones.
old centre backs.
How old is Stones? How old is what's his name? Hey Google, shut up.
Akanji's 28.
So Akanji's 28. I mean, Laporte's 29, but he looks like he's leaving anyway. Ake can't be that age. I don't think Stones must be 27, 28. I mean, this isn't old, is it?
Aren't they in their prime though? Like, is it?
Yeah, I don't think that's old. Like,
well, of course, he's not old as Thiago Silva. That's what I'm saying. Like, they going for that rotation of the players within the 30 years. Within the 30, they rotate them. The only one, like, what's the other that came from Spurs?
Kyle
Walker.
Yeah, but Kyle Walker's 33, right? Like there's a difference between being 33 and being 27 and 28, isn't there? 5 years less of football in your legs. I don't doubt it that Man City mix things up, but I don't think their need for a centre half. I think the need for buying Gvardiol is because they don't want anyone else to have this top defender, and he will go somewhere. And if you buy Gvardiol, what is he, 21, 20?
Yeah, but when you think of it, I swear, how's Laporte about 29? I think Stones is also about 29, and he's about 20.
Yeah, they're all 28. Look, all 3 of them, all their 3 best centre backs are 28, 29. Laporte's gonna go. Stones will step in. Even if Stones goes into the midfield and they do bring in Gvardiol, it's like 28, 28, and 21.
Yeah,
and that's not the end of the world. They don't have a defender over 30. You're not even in your 30s. Why is this? I don't know. Like, just because a defender hits 30.
No, it's just because the dominance of the way Pep Guardiola likes to play.
And they plan like 5 years.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that they cannot play tomorrow. I'm saying they preparing within 3-4 years. They preparing to change.
Yeah, of course.
Transition. Yeah, of course.
But my point is this.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to say.
It was like the Declan Rice point, right? It was like Declan Rice, yeah? Arsenal desperately needed Declan Rice. Like, this was their number one target. They needed that position filled desperately. For Man City, that was a nice to have. That's my point, is Man City don't have to, with the squad they've got, they don't have to go into bidding wars and pay money that they don't want to pay unless it's an absolute necessity. We've seen them do it with Kane. We've seen them do it with Declan Rice. They're like, okay, cool. We like you, but we're not going to break the bank for you. We don't need you that much. And they've not missed out on either, really, have they? It's not like they're not going to be worried.
Yes, it's 26. No,
I think they are in need for a centre back. I have to disagree.
How? Sorry, what am I missing?
Because Akanji, overall, Akanji is just a 5th choice cheap centre back that can play a bit everywhere across the back 4. Right?
Underrated last season, though. Underrated.
Wait, he was brilliant.
No, yeah, I know, but
but he was a replacement for Cucurella that were originally going for the left centre back. Like, I don't understand. Did you see them going for Cucurella last season?
They did. They did.
Yeah. So why is it?
They brought in Sergio Gomez instead. Akanji wasn't there.
They got Akanji.
They got Akanji because of
Cucurella.
I must be going mad then. I'm looking at Akanji, Ake, Laporte, Stones, and Ruben Diaz. I can't see where, like, sorry, I must be missing something. I've just watched them win the treble, rotating those 5 players, and we think they.
And how many of
need a
those?
centre-back.
How many of those 5 are gonna possibly lose this season?
One. No, it's Laporte.
What about
no. Let's keep it. Let's say 6. Let's say 6 and say Walker and Laporte, leaving them with 4. So they'll need 1. I mean, if they're gonna play 3 at the back, they could need the 1 centre back. That's why I said Gvardiol. They're bringing Gvardiol. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's what I was bringing up. That they rotated because the 2 of them are getting old and they're getting sold. So I don't understand what's the like. Why? Oh, why? What a surprise! They're going for the centre back. They need the centre back.
Yeah, I don't think need. They don't need £100 million.
Let's hold on a second.
They could go and get a ball playing centre back, any sort of ball playing centre back, and I feel like they'd be fine. I don't think again to go and bring in obviously for City standards to go bring in a Gvardiol, like bro, even if they brought in a Colwill or any like that, it still works. Anyone who's a ball playing centre back.
That's the thing. You think cheap, affordable. Why you putting yourself with City? Why we have to go for cheap and affordable when they can afford to go for 100 million?
Whoa, hang on. Who's the cheap and affordable?
Colwill. He just mentioned Colwill. They could go get Colwill.
Colwill's looking at 70 million, like 20 million less.
20 million less. Am I missing? Did they refuse some number that
Levi Cole has 3 years left on his contract, and he's been quoted at around 70 million. So how is that cheap and affordable? That's
okay. If you think that value is valid, good. I think it's special price for you, so you will stop pursuing him. That's the price what the Chelsea put it. Chelsea put 70 just for Liverpool to know that it's not for sale. That's what the crazy number sounds like.
On his contract, of course, he's not for sale. Though. Like,
Let me.
You don't get it. Sometimes clubs they put the number just for the club to stop pursuing it. That's what Chelsea did with Colwill.
I hear what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is like,
did Chelsea? I don't think Chelsea even did that. I don't think Chelsea have entertained anything. Their stance, as far as I've seen through everything, has been he's not for sale. I didn't see anyone come out and go, right, 70 million is yours. I've not seen that. They've said he's not for sale. But listen, I've got no doubt Gvardiol goes into Man City and is a top player. But my point is this: we've seen it with Declan Rice, we've seen it with Harry Kane. If they don't want to pay a price, they walk away and go and get another option. They're not desperate for Gvardiol. It's a nice to have, but it's not.
Jesus.
It's not desperate.
How many competitions they have this season, including the Super Cup that they never won, that they have to take it seriously, and everything? How many competition? And you want them to go with the 4 centre backs?
Hang on. Well, first of all, you've got to slow yourself down. First of all, no one said that. My point is this: if Man City want to go and get a centre half, Gvardiol isn't the only centre half in world football that they can go and buy. No one said they don't buy a centre half, but my point is this: they won't be held to ransom. We've seen it. Facts, evidence, history.
That's not what I'm saying. There is nobody. There's nobody for Gvardiol. They don't have to go fast and buy him now. They have time to negotiate.
Well, let's use last window as an example. Hold on, let's use last window as an example. You said the point about cheap and affordable, and my view of it, but they went and bought Akanji. Isn't Akanji cheap and affordable?
Wait, can I put my 2 pence?
And was excellent.
Can I put my 2 pence in it? Yeah. So
but they used it just for 1 year, so they can go for the other target that they
How do you know that?
Hey, do I have to put my mouth to my mouth?
Hang on, you can't stop a debate mid-flow, man. You can't stop a good debate mid-flow.
I'm seeing Mons drag into it. I'm trying to say is no one ever seen it like this. Kyle Walker, might be on his departure. They won't even need another right back potentially because they got a Kanji, right? He can cover that. Yes or no?
That's what I was saying.
Not well enough.
Okay, cool. Gvardiol, need and want is 2 different things. I think that's where Sava and Alex is getting mixed up. Alex saying they need it, and I think your Sava saying they want it. That's the difference. Not a need. They don't need him. But if they get rid of Laporte, they got injury-prone Stones, right? Ake is the first team you could say cover off the left, but then they don't have no other left-footed players that can go over there. Even though they can put a Kanji there, imagine they don't have a Kyle Walker there no more. So now there's a need for a left-footed centre-back.
And guess what? Ake is the problem is.
Thank you. I've just debunked your whole thing. Thanks.
I'm so confused though. I feel like we're talking as though Man City haven't just won every single tournament with these defenders, and we're like, they must get. It's like they don't.
You see, that's the problem with the clubs that never won anything, and that's the problem with Chelsea. That has a problem. Same thing.
To do with
No.
It
is, and I can explain it to you. This is what the problem Chelsea did. We won the Champions League, and guess what we did in the transfer market after that? Nothing. Saying basically what you're saying. Oh, you don't have to do nothing. You just won the league.
Whoa. Again,
that's the difference between the clubs that winning something. They adjust in the summer.
Down. First of all, calm down. Second of all, dude, there's a word out there called paraphrase. You're paraphrasing things I've said. They're not factually things that have come out of my mouth. You're paraphrasing. I've not once said Man City don't need to go and get a centre back to keep things going. You evolve, right? What I'm saying is, which seems to be lost in translation, is if they turned around, for example, and went, we want 120 million for Gvardiol, right? Man City don't need to be held to ransom because it's not him or nothing. Man City, we've seen it. I've given you examples of when this happened, and it's not registering.
I see what you're saying.
I've never said they won't go and get a centre back, but they never ever get held to ransom.
You see, no. You see, this is what let's say misunderstood you, because you now saying all of a sudden they do need a centre back, but they did not want it. My question with you was, why you saying that? Why did you bring me that they have that many centre backs if they don't need one?
This is really hard work. My point is this, right? Let me bring it back, right? For example, Arsenal desperately needed a central midfielder that can go in there and be their best central midfielder and lead the club. They desperately needed that. That was their number one target. They went tooth and nail. They outbid Man City. They went and spent 105 million on Declan Rice, right? My point is this. Man City might want a centre-half. Sure, I've never doubted that they might not. And they might want to replace Laporte with somebody else. Sure. But my point was this. It doesn't have to only be Gvardiol. If they put a ridiculous price on Gvardiol, they do not need to go and spend ridiculous amounts because they're not desperate for a centre half. There's a huge difference for wanting and being desperate.
With you. I agree with you on that. But you give me an example saying, why do they need one if they have this amount and they just want the treble?
That's not what I said.
No.
That's not what I said.
we were saying, but
anyway, let's move on. Maybe English is not my first language, but let's move on.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the cut. I think they can eat. Yeah. But yeah, what's it called, guys? 710 of you in here. It's look. Please, anyone in the chat, don't tell me who I can bring on and not who to bring on. I like everyone that I bring on recently of late. They can come on. People, anyone that says in the comments, don't bring on this guy, don't bring on that guy. Guess what? That next guy is saying, "Oh, I love him and I love this guy."
No. They can do. You can do like Lewis can. Pay.
Oh yeah.
Due to cost of living, pay £20 and you'll remove the person from the.
Look. Give £100 and then someone gets.
I want £50 and I'll kick off once. No joke. I'll kick off once. But yeah, man. But no, respectfully, try keep it football related, innit? If you don't like a guy's opinion, just do what you have to do and just slate their opinion. But make sure you like the video. Yeah, make sure you like the video. 1 like off 200. Huh?
I thought everyone did. Like, I didn't see anyone getting.
No. But when you're gonna say don't bring on this guy, like it's like, bro, like, come on, man.
I don't understand. People now all of a sudden think that everything is argument. You know, like people have
this is old entertainment. Whenever you see, I said this before when you two meet.
People are passionate about something doesn't mean that necessarily that they argue.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
I don't have problem with the guy with the puppy. Like the puppy looks like, what did the puppy do in the backyard? It looks like he's in a corner, like a punished for something.
Is ugly, man.
Leave the puppy alone, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're not really ugly, but they're cute. They're cute. They're what do they call it? Fugly.
Don't backtrack.
Yeah. Wow.
Ugly. They are ugly, but it's cute, innit? It's fugly, innit?
Yeah. I'll send Peter. What's that Peter on your ass, man?
Either way, the world's gone soft, man.
Whoa. Did you just say spit on my ass? Are you mad? What?
Do you know what I like?
PETA,
right?
PETA.
What?
You know the PETA, the animal rights people. PETA, PETA. What it is? PETA, whatever.
Guys, can we get back to football?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
happened yesterday. I blame Alex. Alex is the denominator here.
Yeah,
The common
that's
denominator.
what she said.
But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Harry Kane. I thought I was going to do the Verratti stuff, but I'm going to leave that. I just want to get the Harry Kane part out the way. That segment. He's doing what we kind of suggested last week, Sava. Don't you remember? He won't sign a new. He will either do two options. He won't sign a new contract, and he'll do what we kind of expect to force a move. Or if he does sign a contract, there'll be a potential clause there in a way with a pay rise, etc., etc., etc. What are we saying about this, Harry Kane? Is this the right move for Tottenham in general, anyways, in your opinion, to get the money that you want?
Mate, look, my stance has been the same the whole way through. I didn't think he would sign a contract. At the moment, all the noises coming out are that he's not going to. I've said all along, if I was Harry Kane, I just wouldn't do a thing. I wouldn't do anything. I'd sit tight. This is if I'm Harry Kane, not as a Spurs fan, right? I would just sit tight, let the season unfold, and then I would go next year and have the choice of any club I want in Europe. Like, let's be fair. If he's on a free, every big club in Europe is going to come in and put an offer on the table to Kane and his agent. However, the only way I see him going this year is if Bayern Munich stump up the cash, and I don't think they're going to stump up the cash. So I can see us going in with him unless they put down 100 million on the table. And that's what Daniel Levy's like to deal with. That's how he negotiates. So nothing that's happened this window has surprised me. We all knew it was going to be a great, big, long saga. And we'll see. The only other way I thought he might go, I said this to you before, was if your takeover happened earlier in the window and they wanted to make a statement with a signing like Harry Kane. But I don't know who affords him this summer. I don't know who's going to whack down the money Daniel Levy wants.
What is the money? What is the money that Daniel Levy truly wants? Because we still don't know any figures, any true figures.
All the reports coming out are saying that it's 100 million plus sterling, 100 million sterling plus. And so far, all we've been offered is 68 million sterling or 80 million euros. It's not going to be enough to get. Not going to be enough to get him. And I know what happens is there's a difference, right, Kaz? What happens is you get a lot of fans going, "Oh, just let him go for whatever money." But that's not how Daniel Levy works. That's not how he runs the club. So this guy, either someone's going to pay 100 million plus, or he's going to be here next year and run down his contract. And that's the dilemma Daniel Levy's got. That's the dilemma the club's got. And I think that's the dilemma for Bayern Munich. They know, I think, that if they go into a bidding war next year, not a bidding war in terms of money, but if they go in next summer with the likes of Man United, Real Madrid, Chelsea, City, etc., I don't think they stand a chance. I think they're attractive now, but I don't think if every other club in Europe wants him, that they're going to be first choice. So they've got a real big dilemma.
Yeah. What were you saying once? Do you think Harry Kane end up going to Bayern Munich, or do you reckon in just somewhere down the line he just stays at Tottenham?
I just think the longer it takes, the more likely he is to stay. Like, I'm just as bored as Spurs fans are about this Harry Kane thing, and it's just that I think almost sometimes the player or the management needs to just come forward and just sort things out, because it's all speculation and fun and games before preseason started. But once preseason started, it's just not what's needed. It's not what's needed. We know Bayern Munich want him. We know Barcelona are open to trying to get him to succeed Robert Lewandowski. But it's just like, you know, if you're not serious about it and you know who you're dealing with, just forget it. Like, having interest in a player when you're dealing with Daniel Levy is pointless. It's that one guy. There's always that one guy you play Monopoly with that you just don't want to do business with. You just hope you don't land on the same properties as him, because you know you're going to have to end up overpaying or over-negotiating. So just save yourself the time and pay the money, or keep it stepping.
Can I just quickly say something? Sorry, just quickly. Like, you got one guy in your chat, the special one, dude. Relax, man. Every comment about me is just like, you just relax, right?
You know,
just relax, right? I don't have. Everyone says got an agenda against Kane. No, the difference is this, right? Spurs Football Club isn't going to collapse if Harry Kane leaves. Tottenham are not going to get relegated if Harry Kane leaves. Life goes on. You mold. You find a new way of playing. Yeah, you're not going to replace Kane like for like. Of course you're not. But we've had the guy 10 years. I'm grateful that the guy's been at Tottenham 10 years. If he leaves, he leaves. It's that simple. I don't understand what's controversial about that. I don't understand the big hoo-ha. Someone either pays the money or he runs down his contract. I don't understand what is difficult for fans.
If Chelsea
to
could get
about
rid of Mason Mount, I can get rid of Harry Kane.
Yeah, listen, every guy has his price, right? Every footballer has his price. And this is why players have
There's always the losers who can buy those kind of players.
Let's see if someone puts in the money. I don't think they will. Like Mon said, I'm bored of it. The Spurs fans are bored of it. Either go.
I heard Spurs wants a blunt mount. Would you consider get a blunt mount and give us Harry Kane? Give us a Harry Kane.
A what?
Blunt mount. What's his name? Spurs are interested in Chelsea's youngster. What's his name?
Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher.
Oh, there you go. ADHD mount.
Look, listen. Look, I think for anyone that's saying I'm disrespecting Harry Kane, by the way, I think the fact that I think he should go and win trophies somewhere tells you how much I rate him. Right? This guy deserves trophies. This guy is one of the best players in the world. This guy is ruthless. He's one of the best goal scorers in world football. He is that good. So, but Conor Gallagher plus an amount of money for Harry Kane. I can't see Daniel Levy doing business with you. I think the moment he does, if he sold Harry Kane to Chelsea, the Spurs fans would burn down the stadium. Trust me, that it's never going to happen. He's never going to deal with you.
Yeah, I can't see it. Even if he was a free transfer, he still wouldn't go to Chelsea.
I think there's bitterness more towards Arsenal than Chelsea.
Well, I don't think either. He's not going to either.
Yeah, he ain't gonna ruin his Tottenham legacy because that's all he's got at the moment, right? So that's it. But moving on from Kane as well, Marco Verratti wants light your eyes up. They're saying now today that if he goes if there's a right fee for Verratti.
Oh, forget it. Every time I hear it's the right fee.
But it was already yesterday.
Why is Liverpool in a fee? Why is Liverpool in a fee?
Hey, they're looking at potential replacement for Fabinho and Hendo. This is what's coming out. He's in consideration right now. Why are you scrolling your eyes? He could be.
I swear, man. If Liverpool were really serious, they'll go for Kimmich.
What's the right fee?
Allow me, man. Listen, when I hear the right fee, I switch off because when the Liverpool ever, right, the magic hands. When the Liverpool ever, right now, let's be honest.
Add-ons.
Huh? Wait. Anyway, let me just finish what I'm saying. Yeah, when it comes to Liverpool and when the team say the right fee, it just kind of rubs me up the wrong way a little bit because, of course, the two McAllister and Sabas, there were buyout clauses. Yes, of course, he spent the money, but it's like whenever we have to sort of go in for a player and we're not really sure what the price is, things just get either dragged out or it just doesn't happen. Yeah, we are silent assassins a lot of the time, but I think in terms of what we're offering with Europa League and not Champions League and where we are right now in terms of a slight transition, I don't know, man. I don't see us going for a player like Verratti. Verratti want to play in the Champions League, want to play in the Europa League. I don't think so, but I'd rather us go for the likes of a Kimmich. He's looking like he's for sale. That's obviously that looks more affordable.
Well, you said why? But you said this though.
Do you think he's more affordable than Verratti? I think he will be more.
How much do you think Verratti will go for if you had to quote him?
50.
I don't know, 50. Yeah, something like that. 40, 50.
You reckon it'll be a bit cheaper? Kimmich.
I think Kimmich will be at least 60, 70, especially the way crazy market in the midfield right now. Rice price. I'm not Rice price kind of makes midfield mad.
Yeah, I was going to say as well.
I think Kimmich will suit us more. I think Verratti is more of a Man City type prototype. And we have Thiago. You know what it is? We have Thiago. So if we have Thiago, why would we?
First of all, I think if Kimmich goes to Liverpool, that's one of the deadliest players that will suit Liverpool more than anybody. Because first of all, Verratti, he's not a defensive aware whatsoever.
The
guy, he's going forward. He has a good passing range, but no, that's not a Liverpool player. He's not that. He's not that like.
We learned that from Thiago. We learned that from Thiago.
Exactly.
Go on. Do you want to finish?
If Kimmich goes to Liverpool somehow, if he ends up at Liverpool, that's the club I'm worried about.
That's the stuff of dreams, though. But I don't think that happens. I think it's too unrealistic.
Your little part there was kind of flawed. You said, why would Verratti change Champions League for Europa? But why? But then you didn't mention Kimmich. Why would he swap Europa, top of Europe for?
Because with Kimmich, obviously, again, the director of football, Jurgen Klopp, is the job.
Yeah. German connection.
A bit more. I just think that even with Verratti as well, forget the whole Champions League thing. We already have his type of player in
Kimmich already has a Champions League trophy. Yeah. Verratti doesn't.
And we want a lone six. Obviously, Thiago and Verratti, that type of player, they need to play in a pivot with two sixes. You know, one's partnered by Goretzka, the other one was looking to be partnered by Ugarte or whoever else is sitting. He was the other DM for PSG. The bald guy, bald black. What's his name?
Oh, Diallo.
You know what I'm talking? You guys know what I'm talking about, though, innit? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Diallo.
Yeah, is it Diallo?
Diallo, yeah. So they often partnered by the legs, and they can obviously allow them to go forward. So we have learned that with Thiago.
Herrera. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we've learned that even with a player like Thiago, it's not really going to work in the lone six. He's never had to play that, and especially in Klopp's system, we don't want someone like Verratti running up and down and not utilizing his actual dribbling, passing, and all those sort of abilities. So again, it has to be that's the one. So it has
Verratti
to be,
is not fast. That's number one. He's not defensive aware. That's number two. He's a really good passer. He's a really good passer.
Low sense of gravity.
Exactly. For me, the reason why even same Kimmich. Just think of him and Trent. How much Kimmich can cover for Trent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 100% over on the Kimmich side of things. It's just again, Verratti. I just don't see the tactical.
He only lost 76 minutes per game, by the way. He wasn't actually really injured last year. He actually had a good year.
Yeah, last year, but his fitness record isn't even the greatest. Also, like it just seems to be a lot of technicalities that don't swing our way tactically. Not really. Like, listen, brilliant player, but like I don't really see it. It's not.
I never thought Verratti when he went to PSG for some reason. I kind of put the cross on him, like you done. Like I didn't feel like he had that, how you say it, enthusiasm,
the drive.
Drive. For some reason, the minute he went, there was no drive from Verratti. Kimmich is not the same person, I don't think.
Do you know what, Alex? I agree with you. I feel like that with so many people that go to PSG. When a top player goes to PSG, unless they're 34, 35, I always think, oh, why have you done that? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, why?
And it's not disrespecting League One, because the league is decent, physical, and everything, more suited than any other league to switch to the Premier League. It's just like I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Like, do you know what it is? If I'm honest, like, because Jurgen Klopp is my manager, and I've watched this style of play for so long now, like
all your life.
It's only stop all that. It's only I just like. If our manager was Luis Enrique, I'd be like, bring him in. But it's like that's what we play. So,
there's a lot to be said for that. I think a lot of the time when fans say, "Get me that player, get me that player, get me that player," I think sometimes we do that without looking. Does he actually fit? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're a top player. Yeah, they're very good, but clubs need what they need for the manager's formation and tactics, right? And not everyone fits. But just one last bit on that. I don't think it matters so much about, obviously, Liverpool not being in the Champions League for 1 year. I think players will always go to a top club like Liverpool. They will always go to a top club like Liverpool because they are Liverpool. And you would fancy that if you go to Liverpool, you're not thinking, oh, we're not going to be Champions League again next year. You're fancying yourself to go there and get Champions League football. So I don't think it's like joining a club that kind of yo-yos year in, year out.
And Kimmich already has a Champions League trophy.
Yeah, I don't think that for me. I don't think would be.
And
a
when we're in
stumbling
it, we're usually amongst like the top 5, 6 to maybe.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're just participating in it as well. So
yeah, it's not like a club joining Tottenham now, where we're probably not
Or Arsenal.
going to be favourites for a Champions League finish.
Where's
next
the
year.
proof? Where's the proof that if Arsenal got the Champions League, they're going to stay there for a long time?
Oh, you'll get all the Arsenal fans in the chat now.
They're
going to be coming for you.
That's the buzzword for them. It's the buzzword.
What? Well, I give like they don't like it, but in 2009, 2010, they finished second. Where's the difference between then and now?
Alex, do you know what? I said it's difficult. As a Spurs fan, if I try and sort of level-headed about another club, I get called salty. What I said this from day one with Arsenal. The biggest thing for them wasn't finishing Champions League. It's now the expectation is
to stay
they've got to stay and they've got to go again and again and again. They've got Champions League now as well, so now they're going to have to learn how to rotate. Whereas last year they didn't play their best team in the Europa League, so they could often put in the youngsters or the players like Fabio Vieira and Rob Holding. It's a big thing. You got Liverpool. They'll fancy themselves for top 4. You've got Chelsea. They'll fancy that they can get back in play once a week. Some might say Spurs could. Newcastle, Aston Villa are spending really, really well.
I think Aston Villa is the
Man
threat.
United. Somebody's got to miss out. And I'm not saying Arsenal will. I'm just saying that there's no... The only one I will say is an absolute given is Man City. They're the only one I would say is an absolute given. And I do think Liverpool will be second this year, by the way. So, but... Yeah, I do. I think last year they showed the last 12 games. What was it? 8 wins and 4 draws or something like that. When they get it right, they're a force. They batter teams at home. You've got goals for fun in that team, and now they've added in 2 centre mids who are very good. They're going to get probably 1 more, maybe 2 more centre mids. I think Liverpool are going to be a real force this year.
I think Liverpool is going to be worse.
Or someone else.
One more. Yeah,
100%. Someone else that's Liverpool's interested in that Man United are heavily linked with, and there's loads of stuff going around about is Sofian Amrabat.
Get him. Yes, him. If we're talking profile, bring me him.
He would slot in like a glove at Liverpool.
I said this. When your DMs have no hair, they do not care. Them man, but they don't feel pain.
Is that something personal you noticed or something?
No, they don't. No. You see, when your DM is full, they don't feel pain. Their elbows are like razors. They just yellow cards, skullduggery, dark arts. The Fabinho that we originally bought in 2018. That is what we need. The most important position on the pitch.
Do you want Højbjerg?
No.
I heard you. Hold on a second. I remember that y'all need the left centre back. Isn't Man United has one for sale?
His name's Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We can only pray for stuff like that, but it's probably not going to come true.
I saw you stopped working with him to Chelsea. Thank God.
Oh yeah, no, only because Jacob Steinberg, so you're not interested. But the same Chelsea fans that believe that, I say yeah, the same ones that say he's a fraud. So I don't know, make up your minds. But yeah, so Sofian Amrabat's linked heavily with Man United, and there's rumors that Fred is going to be on his way out by next week as well. Only for a small fee. The CEO came out around last night with some quotations, say there's been no bid put in for Sofian Amrabat just of late or anything just of yet. But if he's coming out,
any news on the Qatari?
No, not really.
Wait, it has the Qatar. You know what?
I'm here just to steer shit up.
The same people that you laughed at me for not getting it over the line for, and now it's looking increasingly that the Glazers might keep a majority stake. Now, Kaz, obviously, we're not going to open that kind of work. Hold on, we're not going to open that kind of work. Listen, Monts Airlines right now. Let me land. Monts Airlines. I'm not going to let you open the kind of worms properly, but I'm just going to say again, one more time. Make sure you're listening to me this time, guys. If this does not happen this window, you, my friend, are finished, and you'll never hear the end of it.
Why are we finished?
So get it over the line. No, that's
wait.
fine.
Why are we? Wait. Why am I finished?
Over the line.
Why am I finished? We've already been prepared that the Qatari.
Yeah. Keep preparing because sorted. This was like I was hearing case study after case study. I was seeing. Hold on, what's your Twitter name? Can you tell me what your Twitter name is right now?
Sheikh Kassim.
Right. So that's gonna need changing. That's gonna need changing as well. Okay.
But it's not though, because once any information that you get is fact, is off of an opinion, not facts.
Oh, now but when you're telling it to me on stream, it feels like fact. The way you're putting it across feels like fact.
Well,
I guess what?
You don't cover it with opinion.
No lips on it there was no lips on it, man.
I don't mind. The thing is, I'm still feeling Qatari, and guess what?
Oh, really?
This is off the general. This is a fact, yeah. Glazers can't afford to keep Man United because of the infrastructure itself costs too much. They can't get no loans for it.
Oh, now again, is that opinion or
Anyways,
fact?
I know. That is a fact.
Oh, so it's a fact now, but when I ask you in 3 weeks' time, when Qatari still haven't taken over your club,
anyways, once let me finish. Yeah, your airlines are closed.
Did he say Monts Airlines or Monts Airways?
Yeah. So let me land because he wasn't letting me land.
Air traffic control, man.
All right. So basically, along those lines, they have to sell at some point, and they've also. And guess what? Once I'll be feeling sorry because guess what? Arabs not going to lose this one. They don't lose. They're not going to go in this deep just to lose. Once. Yeah, that is hopium to be fair, but we know.
What do you mean we're not lose? There's a bid for Chelsea. They lost.
No, I don't know why did they get or maybe there was an actual bid. I don't know.
No, there was a 10.
Anyways, once I will have you know this always happens. I typically 95% have the last laugh all the time. When I say I will have the last laugh, I will have the last laugh. Anyways, back to the Amrabat stuff, right? But we'll see if he comes. New news. I'm gonna round off here. Got my inside source, as people say, from the Athletic, by the way, as well. Ty just told me, to be fair. Alanga's going to Nottingham Forest for 15 million. That's a done deal.
That's decent little money you can get. That's decent.
I don't know what the add-ons are though. So as far as I know, it's just 15 million.
Is that the Argentinian kid, blonde one?
Alanga?
That's Garnacho.
Oh, Garnacho. I don't know his players. I know them by the look.
Alex, I'll tell you. Elanga's the one who, they always have that player that's going to be the next Ronaldo. Now they've been Garnacho's the one.
The Rashford was. Now it's
Garnacho. So whoever's after Garnacho when Garnacho falls off after 2 years, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's all right. Alanga would be very good for Nottingham Forest, I think, for the way they want to play.
They just signed Ola Aina as well, haven't they? Nottingham Forest.
Wait, what?
They just signed Ola Aina, or he's about to sign.
Ola Aina, who did he play for again? Did he not used to play for
That sounds so cringy, Ola Aina.
He came through your academy, didn't he? Through Chelsea Academy, no? And he went to.
We have so many. Look, we have a sweatshops at Chelsea with those youngsters. But literally, we're using them like a sweatshop, like creating money.
How old is he now, though? Only 20 something now.
26.
Yeah.
No, I think the profiles that they're trying to. I don't know about Nottingham Forest trying to get this loan deal. You're not getting him on loan, but I just feel Nottingham Forest are building something good. They need outlets other than Brendan Johnson. Imagine Alanga, Brendan Johnson.
Oh, Aina. Yeah. He was deep,
it's good. Now I just say they just need probably. I kind of like it.
I think he's from. I think he's Nigerian descent. He played for Nigerian national team or something.
Aina.
Yeah, he used to play for. He went to Italy. He played in Italy on loan.
He played for Torino.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a good signing. But nothing really else other than Hoyland. I've kind of
misunderstood. Savage. Ask your mom how old I am. She knows.
Yeah, she put her lips on it. Yeah, man. We got everyone here. Make sure you subscribe to Monts at Big Sixpences in the pinned. Heritage TV. Don't be lazy. Just go and subscribe if you like their channels or like the look of it. It's not just Tottenham or Liverpool based. Everyone knows Monts and Sava by now. If you haven't subscribed, about 45% of you are not subscribed currently watching this. And if you haven't also liked the video, much appreciated if you can get this up to 300. And we'll be back tonight as well.
Do you have like a green screen or something? Because YouTube wouldn't grow with like a pale white. I understand Liverpool is broke, but you like put some picture behind. for your channel.
This stuff's going on at the moment. This is
Hey,
the only place I have. You got
football heritage with a pug upon Frenchie upon it.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I brought my dog. I was waiting for you.
Actually got a living dog on his screen. What more do you want? And it's ugly, but it's cute.
All right, listen. This will only be tolerated so many times.
Yeah. That's what I brought mine.
Especially when you look the way you do.
I will bring my shotgun, man.
I mean, he looks just like Sava. What can you say? No, I big up, man.
End the stream, man. End the stream.
End the stream, man.
Yeah. If you liked the video, make sure you put your lips on it. Go on, Monster, do your airline. Go on.
Oh yeah, Monster Airlines. Just let me land next time.